Hi everyone, Claire here. What I'm going to go through today is transferring your images onto wood. And this, as you'll probably recognise, is a wood mounted stamp. I've de-stamped it, obviously, cleaned it all off, pulled the wrapper off, and it actually took quite a while to get all the glue off because obviously it needs to be nice and clean. As you can see on the back, in places there is a little bit of glue left. Took a lot of hard work, a lot of scrubbing, but the effect is fantastic and you can see the wood grind through the image. So what you need is a nice spatula, your pencil, some scissors, your nicely cleaned piece of wood, your image, and a nice hard brayer, and then some super heavy gel. When it'll focus. Come on. There we go. My preferred brand is the Liquitex for the super heavy gel, but it's just preference. I use this one because I think I get the best results, and as you can see, the gel doesn't doesn't come out. It is super heavy, and it's the consistency really of I don't know, really super whipped cream, I suppose. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure first of all that your block is nice and clean and ready, because anything that's underneath will show through. You can kind of see this, the pattern of the stamp. It had a tree here and a little thing there. Oh, the other thing I forgot, paper wipes. And kitchen roll comes in handy too. So when I hold this up to the light in a window, I can see through it. So what I've done first of all is I've put the block on, and I know it's the right size because I printed it out the right size, and then I've held it up to the light, and then I can see through, and I've maneuvered it where I know my image is going to be centralized. So I did that in a window, and then I've put marks on. So I've already done that. So what I'm going to do now is just cut off some of the excess. The bin's at the other side of the room, typical. And I've put this one on the rounded edge of the block. You can see one's pointy, one's rounded. So I'm going to put this on the rounded edge as well, so they match. So I'm going to take a nice blob and smooth it out. It wants to be a good coating. You don't want it really super thick, but it needs to be, I'd say 1, maybe 2 millimeters. You don't want it really super fine, but you do want it to be reasonable. You don't want it to be too thick. If it's too thick, it'll all lose out of the sides and your image won't be even. But there. A little bit more. Okay. And you do want to try and get it so it's smooth. anywhere there's a dip in it, you run the risk of it not transferring to your wood. So, a bit too light there. So scrape off your edges. Okay. You want to keep your edges as clean as possible because this is going to be a decorative piece. Okay, so I've got a nice cover in there. Don't know if you can see how thick it is. There you go. Now I've marked exactly on my picture where I want the bottom to line up. So what I'm going to do is put it down flat, and I'll zoom in a bit for you. And then I'm going to put it on. Ooh. So there you go, see it's on exactly. Now I'm going to be very gentle. Zip back out again. I'm going to be very, very gentle, and I'm just going to smooth it on. Right, this is where your brayer comes in. And you want to brayer it, not excessively. Okay. Obviously, if you get gel medium on your brayer, you want to make sure that you get it off straight away. So you don't want to ruin that. And you should be able to say that it is pretty flawless. You can see a line just here. I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to take off the excess that seeped out at the bottom. Try not to wet your paper too much, because obviously baby wipes will. Quite a lot that seeped out there. And I want to make sure that it's attached where I want it to be at the side. So I don't want it to curl around the sides, I want it to be flat on top. There, like that. So I need to get rid of this bit here. The good thing about this gel medium is it really does wipe off really easy. So I'm not worried about it. Right, I'm very happy with that. So I'm just going to make sure that it's stuck well on the corners. And make sure that I'm happy all the way around. If it doesn't stick on the corners, when you come back to do the transfer part, you can always just add a little bit more and come back to it. Okay, so that's that part done. The most important thing is now to make sure that it dries thoroughly. And the hardest part of this process is not to play with it. Don't try and speed it up, because it won't work, and I can say that out of experience, as you can guess. So long as you don't mess with it, don't try to speed it up, just leave it to dry. And I usually do it when I'm about to go to bed, since it's such an easy process. I'll set it off, do it, and then I'll just leave that overnight somewhere safe, somewhere where kitties can't get to it, and then come back tomorrow. So I'm going to stop this part of the recording, and the next time you see me it'll be daylight, and I'll be wearing something different, I imagine. Okay.